let's get to the important stuff first. Let's talk about your Rebels. They stumbled out of the gate a little bit now. They've bounced back, got a win over Kentucky, playing a little bit better. What do you think about your Rebels right now?
I think they've come a long way. No one is really sure what happened at the beginning of the season. That was a crazy loss to start it all off in Vaught Hemingway. And then you move ahead to a Vanderbilt team that I think you could make the argument, though if we'd caught a couple of touchdown passes that were right on the numbers, could have been victory. I still get it was my sense that they beat us 4 quarters. And since then, we've played pretty well. You know, the Rebels have a young secondary and an exploitable secondary, and we've seen that. But they also have a very high-powered offense. We found a running game. Mazzoli is very exciting to all of us in Oxford and across Rebel Nation, and I think there are a lot of great things ahead. When you look at having to go into Alabama after Alabama loses, and then you got to play Arkansas, top 10. You got to play Auburn, top 10. You got to play LSU, undefeated, top 10. There's a long road to hoe ahead, but I feel good about the Rebels, and I feel great about their chances, especially with Auburn coming to Oxford on Halloween weekend. Well,
let's talk about Jeremiah Mazzoli. I talked to Coach Nutt, let's just say several times before he made that decision. It was debated all over the place. I know the folks in Oxford. What was your take on it when you heard that he was going to come to Ole Miss?
Look, I was excited about it. We were in a horrible predicament, Tony. We had a guy who was a scholarship player who left.
Right.
And we're down to 1 scholarship quarterback. And you all, the SEC West, anybody who wants to argue that the SEC West isn't the best division in any conference in America needs to take another look. But we were going to be stuck with one. That means we're 1 hit away from no scholarship quarterback. He had to do something. And here comes a guy who had gone to the Rose Bowl, who had taken a terrific Oregon team there, who at that point had done some things that he shouldn't have been doing. And my understanding from what I believe to be one of the best coaching staffs in the country is that he had been around the wrong folks, and that he had come to Oxford and acted like a gentleman, that he had fit into our program well, that the other guys liked him, that the coaches liked him, that they hadn't had any problems. At the moment they did, they'd rethink the thing. And I was excited to have him in Oxford, and still am. I know a lot of people within that program, and they love the guy.
Right. Well, listen, I get asked all the time about, Tony, what's your favorite tailgating scene in the SECS? It's like trying to choose among all your children. But I tell people there is nothing quite like the Grove on a Saturday afternoon. What, to you, as a native Mississippi, what makes the Grove so special?
I go home for the Grove. That's the main thing. For people who haven't been there, there are videos you can find on YouTube and such, but it's just an enormous, I think, 18-acre wooded area with towering oaks and thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Rebel tents set up, and they've got the chandeliers out and the barbecue going, and you name it. It is the best tailgating. I've been to every SEC school. I've been to Notre Dame. I've been to a lot of them. And nobody wins the party the way that we do. Though that's been one of the things that's been discussed on campus this year, and a couple of former quarterbacks and former players have written notes about it. The Grove is so great that if we're blowing people out, people end up leaving Vaught Hemingway to go out to the Grove. And if we're losing badly, they do the same thing. The push now is stay in the stadium and help the Rebels. If you don't think the fans help your team, you're crazy. Ask South Carolina how much the fans help against a team like Alabama. There's your answer.